Well, hello guys. Today we're going to roast a shoulder pork roast. First of all, I'm going to get my roast out of my package here. Well, I'm going to put the lining in the pan. I always like to line my pan because I don't like to have to clean the pans. Anytime I can make life easier for myself, I do. Now I've got about a 2.5 pound, half of a picnic roast that I'm going to cut the package off of and put right in this pan. First of all, I got my oven heating to 425. Probably need my scissors. Cut it off. That knife don't want to cut through that too good. It got a little cold on us last night. I don't really like all this tough skin on here, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I mean, you can do yours the way you want, but I'm getting rid of mine. It looks like little buddy wants to go out. Come on. Go ahead. Seems like he always wants to come in or go out when I'm busy doing something. Well, I don't have a good knife to get any of it off. Now we're going to take a couple of spoonfuls of olive oil, some garlic, forgot to get my black pepper. Well, I can use this. About half of a tablespoon of black pepper. Oops. And some garlic, just garlic powder. We're going to mix that up good. And we're going to brush it on our ham. And like I said, you can leave the skin on if you want. I chose to take it off. Or I might even put it back on while it's cooking, since I've got my seasoning down in it. It's totally up to you. I'm going to put a toothpick in it. Need my knife for that. I'm simply going to put a toothpick in it to hold it in place on both sides. Now, like I said, you don't have to do this. You can leave your skin on and just season the outside of the skin. Well, I know I put a hole in that. There. Now I'm going to put it in the oven and I'm going to cook it for 20 minutes. And then I'm going to turn the oven down to 325. So there we go. Now, what we're going to do is cook that for 20 minutes, cut our oven down to 325, and cook for about another 4 hours on 325, or until the meat thermometer reaches 185. I'm just going to cook it for basically 4 hours on the lower setting. So, there you go. We'll be back with you when it gets done. Okay, well, I'm back. My ham has been cooking for about 20 minutes, so I turned my oven back to 325, and it's going to cook for about 4 hours. Meanwhile, I'm doing something else because I got a few peppers that I wanted to make some poppers with, but I'm not using the real hot peppers. I'm using bell peppers or poblano peppers, peppers that are just not so hot because I don't like all that heat. I'm going to take about a cup of cream cheese. And get this cheese open. I know it's already open. And that's about a cup of cheddar cheese. It's actually a blend, a mixed blend of cheese. You can just use plain cheddar cheese if you'd like. It's up to you. I spilled part of it on the table, on the counter. Now I'm hoping my cheese is, because you got to mix it together. And I did cut up one pepper in there because I had one that kind of split and it's not going to work to, and it does help if you really get your cheese at room temperature. Mine was a little bit cold because I took it out at the last minute. May have to put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds. Just enough to soften it, not really melt it. Now, if you want to use jalapenos to do this, you can. Like I said, I don't want the extremely hot peppers, so I chose to use either the long habanero, not habaneros, but the poblano peppers. And I've got a few bell peppers that were kind of elongated, so I'm going to use them as well. Yeah, that's working a little bit better. Because you just got to mix up that cheese together. Because we're going to stuff our peppers with it. That's all the stuff I got out of the peppers, the seeds and everything. Yeah, I thought the jalapeno peppers were really good, but they're just too hot for me. So unless you like the hot peppers, I suggest you just get some kind of a mild or sweet pepper. You can get those in all colors. You know, the red ones, the yellow, the orange, the green, and they're all sweet peppers. They're not hot peppers. There's always alternatives. You don't, just because the recipe calls for jalapenos doesn't mean you got to use a jalapeno pepper. Like I said, unless you like the hot. hoping this will be enough bacon. We're going to stuff them with the cream cheese, and then we're going to put them back here in the pan, wrapped in bacon. I can never find the openings for these packages. Even though I know they're open, because I've gotten bacon out of it already. There it is. And I don't know if I'll use it all, but oh, and one other thing, I forgot my toothpicks. I always forget those. I'm dropping toothpicks. I'm thinking it's not going to take a whole slice for a lot of these. So hopefully I'll be able to just cut them in half. And as you can see, I've already sliced these. Well, some of them it's going to take the whole one. Yeah. And I'm going to take the toothpick to hold it. And then put it back in my pan. I prefer to use the thin sliced bacon for this, but all I've got is the thick. So that's what I'm using. Because I want my bacon to get kind of crispy. Several of these out, maybe. These things are kind of slippery. May have to get me another pan. I don't think they're all going to fit in here. Slippery little guys. Yeah, I'm going to have to get another pan. That one is not going to be enough. And I can just put them on a big old sheet. What did I do with my... That's what we'll do. We'll put them on this big sheet. Because they kind of grow when you put cheese in them and bacon and all this other stuff. It'd been nice if they'd all been this size, but they're not, so. They're not easily wrapped. I might put a toothpick at both sides of this one. I don't know if this one could use a half of one. Yeah, probably. Little ones don't really need a whole slice. The big ones do, but the little ones don't. They're so slippery. Especially when you get this bacon on them. And I've got to make it to the post office sometime today. Yeah, if it was a thinner bacon, it wouldn't take so long for these little poppers to cook. But since I've only got the thick one, that's what I'm using. The trick is getting them correctly rolled. Or wrapped. And I'm just going to put these in there with my ham. And let them both cook at the same time. That one's kind of my son is good at this. I'm not. He's done jalapenos like this and they turned out really pretty. That is just way too much bacon for this one little pepper. I'm going to use up what I've got in here and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to put this piece I cut on this one. And I think that's it. I'll use these peppers for something else. And I'm going to use this foil so I don't have to cut another piece. I'm just going to lightly lay it over the top. And that's just so all that fat won't jump, just spatter all over my oven. Go ahead and put these in beside my ham. And the cooking time is usually about 20 minutes. But since I use the thick bacon, it might take longer. And I'll bring you back when that's done. I'm going to clean up some mess. Well, I just took my poppers out, and they're not as done as I want them. The fat, the bacon is not. So I suggest if any of you are going to make these poppers, pepper poppers, to use thin bacon, thin sliced bacon, not thick. Because your peppers are going to cook a lot faster than your bacon. And you got to let them cool. I like my bacon cooked just a little bit more. And the thin sliced bacon works so much better. My peppers are cooked a little bit too much, but my bacon is still not cooked the way I want because it was thick. The thick sliced bacon. And I should have really let them cool before I took them out of the pan. I mean, some people like the bacon cooked like this, but I like bacon real crispy. Or I don't like to eat it. Oops. It's hanging over the plate. This one's stuck to the pan. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to get it over there. Ooh, here it goes. But there's our pepper poppers. I just decided I'd go ahead and cook them while I had the oven on. So it just goes to show you, but please use thin sliced bacon for your poppers. The bacon will cook a lot faster without cooking your peppers all to pieces. I mean, I like it like this, but you might want it to have your peppers a little bit firmer, so use thin sliced bacon. And like I said, you can use sweet peppers, you can use jalapenos, poblano peppers, basically any pepper that you want that you can eat, that you can stand the heat of. I prefer the less heat, so I would rather use more like a bell pepper or the sweet peppers that you can get at the store, banana peppers, stuff like that. But there they are. And they're going to be good, but they do have to cool off. And we'll be back when our ham is done. Well, it's been 4 hours and I'm going to check my ham. That looks pretty good. Supposed to let it set for a little bit, but wanted to cut a little piece off. There you go. Roasted ham. And I went ahead and took the skin off because it gets hard as a brick. You can't even cut through it. So I took it off. That's why I took it off. But there you go. Take the first bite, y'all. Some good ham right there. Oh my God. That is so good. Now, I'm just going to let it sit here and rest for about 30 minutes. And I might slice some up, eat it for dinner. And I'll probably use that skin that's hard as a rock right now, because it does get hard. That would be good to cook in a pot of beans, like dried lima beans, pinto beans, any type of bean like that. And your bone, especially when you cut all your meat off, is really good to put in a soup. You can make a ham soup. You can make a potato soup with it. You can make beans, dried beans, lima beans, pinto beans, anything with that ham bone. So don't throw your ham bone away when you take all the meat off of it. But there you go, y'all. That was 2 dishes. You got your pepper poppers, which were sweet peppers, and my roasted ham. So y'all please like, share, subscribe to my videos. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.